All right, welcome back in. Second episode today. We got to get them in though because we got too many elite baseball players to talk to just leave them out hanging. And this one, it's got a crazy story how it came around to me, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Austin, how we doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. So, I was getting ready for this episode and I noticed that, your birthday's here in a few days. So, what's up, man? Got anything planned?
Yeah, my family's actually coming down. We play Eastern Illinois this weekend, so they're coming down to, watch me play this weekend, go out to dinner on Friday night. So that should be pretty fun.
Yeah, nothing sounds better than like a birthday bomb and then dinner with the family afterward.
Nothing better.
Absolutely. So, thinking about things you'd want to go do, the new popular question we've been asking in these icebreakers is, if you could go see any musician and go see them anywhere, who are you going to see and where are you going to see them?
Ooh, that's a great question. That's a great question. I think Drake's on tour right now, and I heard Lil Wayne's gonna join him, so I think it might be have to be Drake in Atlanta probably would be my go-to.
I mean, sounds like I need the invite. What's crazy, me and my 17-year-old daughter were talking about Lil Wayne the other day, and it's crazy how long he's been rapping because I showed her the Hot Boys back in the day, and I was like, you realize like that dude was rapping when I was in high school, and now he's rapping when you're in high school. Like he's been doing this for a long time, very successfully.
Oh yeah, that it's insane how long he's been in the game. My dad grew up on him, and I kind of grew up on him with my dad. So it was kind of like the same deal you're talking about with you and your daughter. It's kind of crazy to see that.
Yeah, it really is, man. Shout out to him for maintaining. Most people can't change with the times like that.
They can't.
Speaking of staying on the same kind of thing, seeing an athlete certain place, certain venue, who's the athlete or the team? If you could go see anybody in a certain place, where you going? Who you seeing?
I'm an Angels fan, and I've already seen Mike Trout play in person, but I haven't been able to see my favorite shortstop play in person, and that's Francisco Lindor. So I want to see them probably play, honestly, in the Yankee Stadium. 'Cause I've never been there either, and I would love to take a visit. So.
I mean, you ain't wrong. I tell you, I've been knocking off the college baseball stadiums, trying to get around the country, and it's a lot easier to do. I've only got like 8 pro baseball stadiums, but I've seen the people who've been able to accomplish and actually go to all of them. And like, I don't know where they get the time and the money, but just talk about something that would be cool. And as you talk about Yankee Stadium, like, the people who've gotten to see Fenway and Yankee, and then they go all the way out to AT&T and San Francisco. Like, man, that'd just be a cool thing to do if you're a baseball fan.
Man, that would be amazing. Hopefully I'm not going to be done with baseball for a while, but when I am done with baseball, I think that'll be something I would love to tick off too. Like maybe not even just baseball. Like I'd love to go to watch all the even soccer, football stadiums because I've never been to an NFL game. I've only been to a professional baseball game, basketball game, and I think I've only been to like a college hockey game. So I'd love to go see all the other sports as well.
Man, I'll tell you because I've been to everything but hockey, and I will say that my main host lives in Tampa, and the Lightning got it going. He says it's actually better than all of them, and hockey's like not even his top 3 sports. So that's him solidifying hockey's the real deal. But I'll tell you, as far as football, I like baseball better in person than I do football. Football, you can see it better on TV. I think that's why everybody, gets the red zone and watches all the different games and subscribe so
Yeah.
you can see it all. I don't know, it's just a better value when you talk about bang for your buck. And then the experience, like, I don't know, man, a hot dog and a beer and the fans and the chants and everything that comes along with baseball, depending on which stadium you're going to. And especially when you talk about college baseball, each stadium has its unique things about it. Their fans have their unique things about it. Like, I don't know, man. Baseball just hits different. Football doesn't have that. Like, maybe, when I've been to Death Valley on a Saturday night, LSU hosting Bama or something, but
Yeah,
that's just like, what, a few times a year. Like in college
maybe.
baseball, every weekend's hitting.
Yep. Every weekend. It's kind of crazy that you said that because now that I was been in the SEC, I was there for 3 years, and now I'm in the Sun Belt and been to a few cool places. Like Missouri State was pretty cool. We got to play at Springfield last weekend. That's a double A baseball stadium for the Cardinals. So it's just a bunch of cool stadiums that I've been able to play at so far, and I would love to visit. So
Yeah, this weekend I'm excited. I'm going I'm actually, I usually do more of the Power 5 teams outside of, because I'm gonna see you upcoming here soon because I, do Memphis a lot. But I got invited out to Louisiana Tech's hosting Southern Miss. It's the start of their conference schedule. They supposedly hate each other. It's, not a massive stadium, but it's going to be 2,000 people there, and they say it's going to be like electric and it's going to be fierce. And so, you know what? Sign me up to jump into an environment like that.
That's gonna be awesome. Yeah, one of my buddies, Swiss Stack, actually transferred to Louisiana Tech, so we'll see how he does over there.
I
But
need them to win tonight though and stay undefeated going into this weekend. That makes it that much better. Like that's what's crazy
oh
about
yeah,
scheduling them to come. They got the longest unbeaten streak. And it's like, hold up, man, I might have walked myself right into something, dude. Who knew?
yeah, for
That
sure.
that's what makes
Yeah,
it that's what makes this game great, man. There's always storylines. There's always that's what we're talking about baseball. Like,
yeah,
I was sitting there talking about the football thing, but that's any sport. So it's one game in baseball. It doesn't matter if you're talking about pro or college. It's a series, man, and you can have one bad day, and it's like I started the season in Campbell. They got rocked 20-8 by UCSB.
yeah,
Everybody already made this assumption UCSB was it. Campbell was.
yep,
Well, game two and game three were different. That's why you play a whole weekend series.
yep, absolutely right.
All
One
right,
game
well
doesn't
let's get
tell
into
who
your.
the actual team is, but
Oh yeah, no doubt. So let's get into your story, man. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Temecula, California. It's a small town right in between San Diego and LA. And I moved to Knoxville, Tennessee when I was about 12, turning 13, so about going into seventh grade. One day my dad came home. He was like, "Hey, we're moving to Knoxville. 3 week notice. We're dropping everything and moving." We're like, "All right." I mean, I didn't
I
even know what
mean,
Tennessee
I'm
was at
familiar
the
with
time.
where you're from. I was stationed out in San Diego, so that's a
Okay.
drastic culture change right there.
Yes, sir. Camp Pendleton,
Hmm.
thank you for your service. I appreciate that.
No problem. Like, man, I'm like Knoxville and California. Phew, man. I mean, those could not be more opposite.
I know it's like I've said this before. People drive slow out in Knoxville. They're all slow pace. California, everyone's speeding everywhere and trying to get places super fast, so it's a little different.
Hey, I loved driving my Mustang Cobra back then on the six wide interstate, just cutting it up. You can't
Oh,
do that around here.
I believe it. I believe it.
All right, so talking about whether it was in California or in Knoxville, what's the household look like? We got mom, dad, got brothers, sisters. What we got in the house?
Yeah, so funny story. So my parents got divorced when I was 5. My mom and dad have always been good friends though. They've always been around, been cordial and stuff. We actually moved, my dad, my grandfather, my grandmother, and my brother and my uncle. We all moved to Knoxville. My mom stayed behind. She actually just recently moved to Knoxville, so that's cool addition. Um, and yeah, so it was basically just my high school years and middle school years are just me, my dad, and my grandparents, and my brother. Um, and I think that helped me become the man I am today, honestly, a lot because my dad kind of had to play the father and the mother figure for a while. And I think that was a special role he got to play. And it kind of it was an interesting growing up, but I enjoyed it and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah, and I don't know what the studies are for not having a mom, but I know what the studies are for not having a dad because I actually got my degree in education, and you go through that, and it is very important. The amount of men who end up incarcerated or don't get a higher education when they don't have a man in the home is pretty significant. So
It is.
to have your dad there is a big deal, and then for him to take on that challenge of doing both, man, shout out to him. And obviously, with where you're at and what you're doing, he did a good job.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, he's my role model for sure. He is.
Yeah. So I mean, outside of dad, growing up, was there any other inspirations? It could have been, it could have been a professional athlete. It could have been a coach. Who else inspired you, especially when it came to baseball coming up?
Yeah, so middle school years was mainly just my dad and me and him going to the field, but in high school, it really changed for me. Legendary coach in Knoxville, Tommy Farr, Christian Academy in Knoxville, great coach. Um, I think he really just showed me the way, and everything he did in high school was almost like college. Like when I got to Tennessee, it was almost the exact same schedule of practice wise and stuff. And I think that helped immensely because I was basically doing college training in high school. And I think that helped a lot. And yeah, he was just a great mentor. Anything you wanted to ask, personal, baseball, you could always ask and never feel like you're going to be judged. So
Yeah, those people are foundational building blocks in everything you do. They help set up, and if you have people like that in your corner along the way, man, yeah, it can definitely help you achieve the greater heights. So, once again, shout out to him. So, when it comes to travel ball, because we know how important that is, especially because I am familiar with the Tennessee scene. I'm originally from Memphis. Who did you play travel ball for?
I actually played travel ball for the Chattanooga Cyclones. Um, I played for them after my actually freshman fall. I started with them and then played with them until junior summer because COVID happened my senior year, so we weren't allowed to play summer ball. But I
Right.
played with them and I got in touch with them because of my high school coach. So
Yeah, and I mean, I asked that because we're going to get into high school, but certain areas of the country are stronger than others when it comes to high school. But I know in that particular area, it's more about travel ball than it is high school. It's that way over on the west side of Tennessee as well. Where did you go to high school?
I went to high school at the Christian Academy in Knoxville. I transferred from Farragut after middle school.
All right. Yeah, and so you were ranked the number 43 overall prospect and the number 9 shortstop in Tennessee by perfect game, two-time perfect game preseason All-American, 2019 All-District 1 selection, two-time CAK Golden Glove Award winner, helped lead Christian Academy of Knoxville to 3 state championships in 2017, 18, 19 with 110 victories in that span. So man, I got to ask, 3 state championships back to back to back. You know, the camaraderie of your team, your boys, like how much fun was it for you and your dudes to just, I mean, be on top of the world for 3 straight years?
Man, it was insane. It was crazy. A lot of people might not know this, but my freshman year, I played with Spencer Strider. Spencer Strider was our starter, with one of our aces.
Mhm.
And he kind of carried us to the state championship my freshman year. He was every time he threw, it was almost like Paul Skeens last year. You knew you were going to get a win. And then sophomore year, my sophomore and junior year was more like a gritty season. We had to go out there and compete all the time. And I wouldn't trade those for the world because those are my boys, and I still talk to them to this day. And it was awesome. It was a crazy feeling for sure.
Well, and what's cool about you saying, your freshman year with Spencer Strider is okay. Well, somebody could look back and say, "Oh man, of course they won that Spencer Strider." Well, guess what? Spencer left and you did it again. Like, so it talks about that team as a whole. It talks about that school and the program and what they're doing. And man, yeah, just I mean, and I assume because COVID happened your senior year, chance you would have went four back to back to back to back.
I think it was a pretty strong chance. We had a pretty good team. A lot of guys were young. My junior year team, and we won it. So I think we would have had a good shot.
Yeah, this you're familiar with one of the players. This DeSoto Central team right here, they would have had 3 back to back to back with Kyle Booker, and Cade Smith, who played at Mississippi State, and Blaze Jordan, who's with the Red Sox. They were primed to do it again, and then COVID cut it off, which would have been
Yep.
real bragging rights for them because there's a lot of guys between all those DeSoto Central teams between 2015 and 2020 that had 2 rings. They would have been the only ones with 3, and
Really?
so cut them off from them bragging rights. So everybody's held off at 2.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
But yeah, man, that's it. That team was elite. That's actually how I really got into all this, man. Watching DeSoto Central and watching them over there, and then Lewisburg, who's
Yeah.
pumping out SEC guys. Like
Oh yeah.
it got me really into baseball. I was more of a football guy, and I mean I still am a football guy, but I just appreciate baseball so much more. When you go watch high school talent that can play on the college field today, like it's just crazy.
Oh yeah. I'm actually might be going to a high school game tonight. There's apparently a first round pick over here at I forget what it's called, Prairie View or something in Jonesboro. He's
Yeah.
supposed to be like the top 15 pick in the draft, so I'm kind of excited to go watch him play tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you go watch guys like that because, like, when I went and watched Brady Tigert from Arkansas and Hunter Elliott from Ole Miss, but when they're in high school, go head to head in a duel, they had 29 Ks and only 1 hit and 2 walks allowed in the game. Like these poor kids on each team had no chance. Like they're just shoving it down their throat.
Yeah, that's just not fair.
So you have the success in baseball in high school. Obviously, you got to start thinking to your future. You got to start thinking college. Being that you're in the area of Knoxville, were there considerations to go somewhere else, or was it kind of, man, you're already there in Tennessee's backyard? That's where I'm going.
That's funny because I originally got offered by Tennessee my freshman year, and it wasn't the exact offer that I wanted, so I did not take it. And then I waited a whole year and was talking to some other schools, and I was highly considering going to a few others. And then they came back with another offer and ended up taking it. And I think it was close to home. It was a big school. Like I got pretty much what I wanted, and I was just excited to play in the SEC. And I didn't really know it was that big of a deal until I got there, really.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I think it being a little closer to home and just being available for everybody to come, I think that's another reason why it was a pretty big obvious reason
Well, I
to.
mean, it also became a big deal when you got there. I mean, from 2020 on, Tennessee just hit different. As you know, they say that 2020 year, we've had all those guys on, and Luke
Mhm.
and Evan and all them talked about had, COVID not got in the way, that team would have been in Omaha.
Yeah,
2021 does go to Omaha. 2022 should have, but was the best regular season ever. And then, 2023 they go back again. So
yeah,
yeah, Tennessee since 2020 is just it hit different. Like it's a they were having this debate on Twitter, as a matter of fact, this morning talking about Mississippi State, and it's legendary. And my buddy, one of the faces that you see on the end off the bench logo. He's no longer a part of our crew, but he
yeah,
he told them, he was like, "Man, y'all keep bringing up the past." He's like, "We living in the present right now. Tennessee's getting it done," and I was like, he ain't wrong.
yeah. They are, and I'm proud of those guys.
So, when you get there, like, talking about those guys, like I said, we've had like 30 guys that you've played with on this show, had Tony V multiple times recently, just ridiculous talent. Reflecting back, on your time there, just man, how amazing was it, man? Because especially because, those first 2 years you redshirted, like just thinking back and observing, man, who all you really shared a field with.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, I've shared a field with a lot of incredible players like Drew Gilbert, Jordan Beck. I mean, Jake Rucker, Trey Lipscomb, one of my good buddies. Evan Russell. I mean, you name it. Luke Lipsius was an amazing player. Um, yeah, and I think I being with them every day on the field, off the field, lifting with them, eating with them, and just my knowledge. I gained so much knowledge from them. Not even just on the field. And I think that shaped me to the player I am today. And obviously the coaches over there were amazing. Like Coach Q, our strength coach, couldn't be here without him. Couldn't be here without Coach V or Coach E. It was just all around great place to be at that time. And I think it was a great decision to go.
Yeah, that's why I'm not surprised by the success you're having, because we have guys all the time, no matter what the school is, but they talk about what they learn redshirting, right? And it's the things that you mentioned. So you get acclimated with the weightlifting program, the nutrition. You're still practicing full on with the best on best. And, I'm a firm believer in iron sharpens iron. So even though you're redshirting and you're not in the games, you're a part of the full program with the elite level dudes. You're taking notes, you're watching how that goes. And so, yeah, I think it helps play in to who you become. But you do, last year do get some run. Only 37 ABs, but man, you start the year at shortstop in the first game. You finally get that opportunity. After sitting for 2 years, man, how good did it feel against Arizona in that opener to get out there and wear that uniform and represent Tennessee?
Yeah, it was unreal. I've been waiting for that moment for a while, and I was glad I finally got the opportunity because I feel like I handled it pretty well for it being my first college game ever. Um, and yeah, I was just glad I could show them that I could finally handle myself out there because I never really gotten the opportunity before as much as I wanted to. And I know it's a business, is how it goes. I still wouldn't take anything for granted. I would never trade those few years for the world. I made lifelong friends, and I've got a lot better from it. So, I mean, yeah,
I mean,
it's
I've
great.
honestly never seen the depth that Tennessee has on a year basis, because you talk about being a business. I mean, I think back when we had Trey Lipscomb on here a couple years ago, and I mean, dude waited 3 years to get his turn because he's on a
Yeah.
rut. Like, I mean, when you're at Tennessee, man, like, you know, there's no promises you got to start in position, because you got everybody that's talented there and everybody wants to play. And so, and if you go into a slump and somebody else comes in and they get hot, man, your spot might be gone. Like that's just the reality of it. So, like you said, it's one of those things. But you clearly make a decision that Tennessee's not the place. And like we talked about, it's not because of culture or anything. You're just looking for more opportunity. So what's that conversation like with you and Tony V when you go to him and say, I need to explore my options?
It was hard because me and V we have a good relationship, a great relationship. I always talk to him outside of the field, and I think it was tough. It was real tough to move on. I told my dad, and he was like, "Yeah, whatever you want to do. Like we're behind you, no matter what decision you make. You want to stay, you can stay. You want to go, you can go." And I think it was just time. I think last year being on the field a little bit kind of showed what I can finally do, and all the waiting kind of finally paid off a little bit. And I thought maybe if I need to get drafted or signed within the next 2 years, 'cause I have 2 years of eligibility left, and that's my goal in life. So I think I just wanted to go somewhere, have a better opportunity to win a spot. And as of right now, I'm doing a good job of that. So I think it's paid off so far.
Yeah, one of the questions I wanted to ask you that the Booker had said to us, he was talking about one of the things that he looked forward to. He obviously went to Tennessee for a reason, but he said one of the things that he got there and wasn't prepared for was the expectation level when you play for a team like Tennessee. And he said, because we had him on before the season started with Oral Roberts, but he said
Mhm.
he looked forward to not having the pressure. Obviously, Oral Roberts was just in Omaha, and you
Absolutely.
always want to win, but he said it still wasn't going to be the same as playing in the SEC or playing for Tennessee. Do you feel the same way, like, not having that expectation level that the Tennessee fan base will put on you?
You know, not really. I never really felt that much pressure. Um, every time I walked out there, I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be on the field. A lot of kids don't get to do that at this level. So um, I never really felt pressured. It was more of like I don't know, if you don't get the job done, someone else is going to do it, so you better get it done.
Yeah.
It wasn't about anybody else, what they thought or what they were going to say. It was almost like if I don't get the job done, like I'm not going to be out here anymore, so I need to do it. If
And
you know
that
what I'm
that may have just been a him thing because he even
saying.
owned, I wasn't mentally prepared for what I got myself into. And that's
Yeah.
why you actually see a lot of guys thrive.
Mm.
We've had probably at least 20 guys come on this show that went JUCO then D1 and have been drafted. I always tell, I talk to parents of some of these players who are trying to decide, man, don't ever like put your nose up at JUCO ball because I see a lot of guys go there, grow up, mature, get better,
Oh
then
yeah.
go D1 and everything works out. Some people are willing to they want to go glamorous and then Division 1 and then not know or sure that they're very good and they end up not looking very good and have to go backwards. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Oh yeah.
and so right now you're at Arkansas State. What about Arkansas State made you choose there?
Actually, it was the coaches. I came for a visit this summer when I was playing the Appalachian League. I took time off from the league, came down for a visit. I saw the field. The field was, I mean, not as good as Tennessee, but it's a baseball field that's doable. The training facilities were good, great locker room. I mean, you got everything you need. But really, what really stood out was we went to go eat at this place called J Towns down here, and Tommy Raffo, our head coach, said, "Let's pray over the food." And prayed over the food. We ate and we left and wished us safe travels and everything. But that one thing kind of stood out to me because I've never, during a recruitment or during a call or during a visit, I've never had anybody just be like, "Let's pray over this food." I think that just went kind of a long way with me and my father because we have a pretty strong faith. So I think that was also one thing that kind of here you go type of deal. Like this is where you should need to go.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good reason. And man, it's always good when you get that good feeling when you go check somewhere out. So obviously you feel good about going there. You get there, looking at your stats so far, seeing the highlights I've seen, it's clearly a good choice you made. But you came to my attention and I told you this story. And so for those who don't know, my buddy Javero January is an umpire and he's doing the Ole Miss Arkansas State game and he messages me and he says, "Man, I seen one of the best hitters I ever seen, and he plays for Arkansas State." And I was like, "For real?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." And he's like, because he watches your feet set up, he watches how you torque your
Mhm.
hips, your arms, everything. Because he's a former player, so he pays attention to all that. He's like he's got good form, he's got sweet swing, he's got power in his hips. He's just giving me the breakdown and analysis. And so um I go to look to see who went off that game because he said you'd hit a bomb. And then I look and I was like, oh man, dude, that's Austen that came from Tennessee. I said, of course he's talented. And so yeah, it was a small world thing, but yeah, you got the
Yeah.
head or the nod of acknowledgement from Javera, which is a big deal because he sees everybody.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That really means a lot. I appreciate that.
So you're hitting 472, which obviously is ridiculous. You got 5 bombs already. RBI numbers aren't there, which means that's obviously a team thing. So the guys in front of you got to start getting on so you can start stacking them RBIs up. But um, how are you feeling about your performance so far? I mean, you got to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I feel good. Funny enough, I feel like I should be doing a little better because I've taken some swings I haven't taken, shouldn't have taken, and done some things, but we're getting to it. I think it's I don't want to. say what I need to fix because I don't want people to see this and start throwing me certain things. But I think yeah, there's some things I need to fix. And yeah, I mean, I think I've done well so far, and I'm excited to see how the rest of the season goes because I mean, yeah, the ball's looking pretty big right now. So
Yeah, and so the team is 9-4. You know, looking at it, y'all got a couple good wins, and y'all got a couple wins like just calling it what it is. I watched Memphis against Central Arkansas at Memphis. Wasn't very impressed with Central Arkansas. So when I saw that y'all lost to them, I was like, oh, come on, Austin, y'all are better than that.
oh,
So
I know we felt the same way. It was yeah, I don't it
So
happens.
yeah, it's one of those things. So yeah, y'all got a couple wins that look really good. You got a couple wins that y'all regret, and so 9-4 though is not a bad start at all. You got Eastern Illinois coming to town on deck, man. You know how excited are y'all to be at home? You know get the ship back right and get back on track.
Yeah, we're super excited. We played quite a few games on the road this last past week. So, 4 hour bus ride to Kentucky yesterday and 4 hours back after the game was not fun for a midweek. But we're excited to be back home, defend the home turf, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, I can't wait. You know, when I looked and saw that y'all were going to be coming to Memphis on March 13th, and I don't know if you've heard about FedEx Field, they're just a launch pad. Like, look,
I've
if
heard.
with the power that I've seen from you, the wind's always blowing out like 20 miles an hour. If I don't get a jack from you, I'll be pissed. All right, look,
I know. I'm gonna be mad too. I have to do it for you. I have to do
Right,
it.
they actually got I went there was that the Central that was Central Arkansas, ironically. Yeah. They hit 8 home runs. Because I got there first of all, and they got a bunch of hitters. So like they got dudes who can swing anyway. But I show up and I'm looking at the flag blowing out, and I'm like, man, that wind's gotta be at least 20 plus miles an hour.
Yeah.
Anyway, them dudes were just banging. I was like, this ain't even fair. You got home run hitters against dudes who are throwing meatballs with this wind. I was like,
Jeez. Yeah.
but you know, so I look forward with with how good your team is. You know, Memphis has got some things they got to clean up as well. They haven't started as good as they like. Man, that's a good test for both teams. I mean, that's the
Oh yeah.
definition of a good midweek matchup. So, man, I look forward to seeing y'all out there. And man,
Appreciate it.
got guys on both teams. So like, hey,
Yep.
man, I want
Yep.
runs, but I don't have a pitcher in the fight, so y'all can just score at
All
will.
good. Yeah. It's all yeah, honestly. Honestly.
All right, so with that, man, we're gonna play a game called This or That. Man, you down to play?
Down. Let's go.
All right, Chinook Cedary. I know you heard about him because I messaged
Yep.
you about him. Where are we at on that? You getting set up as an ambassador or what?
Yes, sir. I am. I am. Yes, sir. Thank you for that.
All right, so if you're listening, stay tuned. You know, in the near future, you're gonna be able to get some seeds from Austin. You'll be able to use his code. You'll save money. He'll make money.
Yes, sir.
Everybody's winning, but it's 8 flavors, mild to wild, the best in the game, and that's who this is brought to you by. So I give you two options. You choose one or the other. You can't say neither. Can't say both. You ready?
Sounds good.
All right, chicken or beef tacos?
Beef,
Beef or steak?
steak,
All right, you like it hard or soft?
soft.
I'm with you. Soft steak tacos. You know, I used to not put steak in there, but I went ahead
Yep.
and went with it. But like, it's always gonna win. Like, I don't know, man.
Oh,
If you don't want steak tacos, you're doing it wrong.
the flavor is just crazy. You gotta enjoy it.
You ever eat shrimp tacos?
I have actually. They're really good. It depends on where you
Okay.
get them though.
All right, liquid soap or bar soap?
Liquid.
You know, liquid only cleans 50% of your body.
Really?
No, but I get everybody with
Okay.
that, and I'm gonna keep doing it. Oh.
Well, all
No,
right.
that really just started over the fact that he's a liquid soap guy, Daniel is, and I'm a bar soap. And I started that lie, and then he told me, yeah, but people share bar soap, so people clean their booty and then you clean your face, and we went back and
Yeah,
forth.
I don't.
I
Yeah,
made
no.
it a thing.
You gotta get a loofah if you're gonna use bar soap.
Exactly. Man, hey, look. We rented this house. We rented this house a couple years back. I swear to God, the shower was like one of them ones you would have in like a camper, like you can't even rotate around it. And
Yeah.
so, man, I couldn't even use my loofah for the whole year we stayed there because I couldn't. So, bro, my back stayed dirty for about a year.
Oh,
Like
that's
it was real world problems for real. All
oh,
right. Would you rather, because you're an infielder, because I phrased this earlier to our guest, rob a home
yep.
run because outfielder. So for you, unassisted double play or hitting a home run.
Hit a home run for sure.
See, that's hard for you because so if you were an outfielder, would you rather rob a home run or hit a home run?
It's funny. I played outfield yesterday. I played right field and I almost robbed one yesterday. I was like a ball away from robbing a home run.
You're doing the Charlie Condon, man. That cat, hey, they just need him in the lineup. He played first base in one weekend. He played first base, third base, and left field. And I was like, they just try to keep him in the lineup. Same thing's gonna be with you. Look, hey, if you're wrecking the ball with batting 472, just get him in somewhere.
I played short, third, and right now. So I'm in. The other day, coach called me in his office. I said, "You turn me to a catcher now?" I was messing with him. But
The honest truth though, when you go to get drafted and they see your versatility
mhm,
and that you're a utility guy that can play anywhere, I mean, that makes you more draftable. You know that.
mhm,
That's why I'm sure you don't, because if you're tied down to one position, that's all anybody's
yeah,
ever seen. That's why a lot of these guys, the coaches try to do them a service by, if they're very athletic, put them in the outfield,
yeah,
and that way they can switch from infield and outfield because
mhm,
there's always spots, it seems like, in the outfield in the pros,
mhm.
right? Like,
Oh
and so
yeah,
if you can swing it, they'll stick you in left field in a heartbeat.
oh yeah, for sure.
All right. Would you rather go to a costume party or a pool party?
Pool party.
If you were gonna go to a costume party, it was this weekend. What you going as?
I'm gonna go as an astronaut just because I already
Man,
have the outfit.
that's a throwback though. I remember when I was a kid being an astronaut like was cool. Now I don't think anybody cares anymore.
That's what I did this Halloween. It's
All right. Would you rather be lost in a jungle at night or trapped in a haunted house?
trapped in a haunted house because nothing can kill you in there, but some stuff in the jungle can get you.
You are an anomaly, man. You don't understand. You're only like the third person out of like 40 to say that and understand that in the jungle, the tigers aren't caged, the snakes are big, like whatever you want to come up with, it's there.
It's there. Oh yeah, and it's coming for
I'm
you.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm glad, man. Daniel's gonna be proud that somebody actually thought this through. 'Cause everybody just thinks ghosts and stuff and they get all scared. And it's like, man, you really know what's in the jungle at night.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, so that's the question where neither answer is good. This is the one where both are good. You decide which you'd rather have. Would you rather have a private yacht or a private jet?
Private jet.
You had a private jet and you could fly anywhere right now. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go to Ibiza. I've never been. I would love to go somewhere.
I don't even know what
Ibiza.
you just said. Where?
Ibiza. It's
Where's
like
that?
I don't even know, but I've
I
heard of
think you
it.
just made that up.
No, it's a real place,
Bro,
but
you
it's
coming on my
beautiful.
show making up
It's
places. Okay.
no, it's real. You can look it up.
All right. Right here on the show, spell it.
Ibiza.
Oh my goodness, it is.
It is. It's a real place.
A Spanish island in the Mediterranean Sea,
Yes,
150 kilometers off. All right, man. It's real.
it is real. Yeah.
All right, well, y'all, let's get some money together. Let's start a fund. We're gonna get Austen sent there. He's gonna be slinging Chinook seeds as an ambassador and
Yep.
get it done.
Yep.
All right, man. I really thought you made a place up. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, that's real.
Why there though?
I don't know. I just heard it, and I heard it's beautiful, and I've always just wanted. I don't know.
I heard that. I heard that. All right, last question, the money question, literally. Would you rather be the number one overall pick, which basically comes with about $10 million guaranteed, or would you rather win a national championship?
Oh, that's tough. I'm gonna have to go number one pick. This is gonna have to be number one pick.
Your number, man, you're really killing it today. You're numbered out of
The number
350 plus guests. You're only the ninth person to ever say that. Um,
really.
the problem is your boy Trey Lipscomb flipped this on me hard. So he got it asked the first time, then he came on Pros and Joes, and I reframed the question or whatever. And so he looks back at me and goes, would you rather have the $10 million or your podcast? I was like, the $10 million? What kind of question is that? He goes,
Oh
no.
yeah.
He goes, with the national championship comes all the memories. He goes, for the last 3 plus years, you've went to 180 plus games. You and your son have been to Omaha the last 3 years. You've met all these different people. You've interviewed all these different athletes. You're telling me you give up the last 3 plus years of your life for $10 million? It's like, Tracy, that's some bull. That's why I ask the questions because you dang well know I'm not giving up those memories in Omaha with my kid.
See, I know it's. I don't know. $10 million is a lot though.
It really is. It
Like a
really
ring, like you
is.
want like a ring, like a fake ring, or you want $10 million?
I mean, the problem is we had Skeens come on here and tell us that he would give the number one pick and the money back, and he wouldn't replace the championship. And so when I actually had a guy who did it say that, it's like, yeah, like, ugh. But
That's
he's
easy
also
to say
wired
when you
differently.
want to
He
know.
doesn't care about money. Paul's wired differently too. He'd be fine eating MREs military style.
No, that is true. No, that is
Well,
true.
hey, dude showed up. Look, we was at the gymnastics meet a couple weeks ago because he's dating Livy Dunn. Swear to
Yeah, yeah.
God, 1,000 yard stare through the whole gymnastics meet. Never showed any emotion. After I said, Paul, man, you enjoy the meet. He was like, yeah, man, it was fun. I was like, are you sure? Because you sure didn't look like it. My
Oh,
man gave
he's
a
different.
1,000 yard stare the whole time.
He's different for
He
sure.
is, man, he's a wire. He came on this show, United States flag in the background. Randy's talking to him. He keeps yes sir, and him. Randy goes, "Hey man, you ain't got to sir me. It makes me feel old." And he's like, "Yes sir." I was like, "Bro, you ain't fixing to get him off that sir thing. Like
No,
he's just wired different."
he's a great guy though.
Yeah, no doubt, and he can pitch his ass off.
Oh yeah, he'll be in the big
All
leagues.
right. Well, you're off the hot seat, man. Is there anything you want to plug or promote? Whether it's nonprofit, NIL, team stuff.
No, Chinook Seeds. Shout out Chinook Seeds. I'm excited to get going with them. And thank you
Absolutely.
for having
What's
me on the
your
pod.
what's your IG handle so people can follow you?
Lil_Jazzy9. LIL_JAZZY9.
I mean, that's one of the best handles I've ever heard, man. Little
Oh yeah,
jazzy. I like it.
appreciate
All
it.
right, man. Well, hey, we wish you nothing but the best of luck, man. I look forward to seeing you live in person in less than 2 weeks, man. And till then, man, keep grinding and stay healthy.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. That's Austin Jaslove, everybody. If you like hearing his story or you just like hearing average Joes talk X's and O's, please like and share the podcast on Facebook, retweet us on Twitter, listen and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and Anchor. As always, ratings, comments, hugs, love, feedback, all that good stuff is welcome. We'll see everyone back tonight. We are going to be live in Swayze. Ole Miss and Memphis are playing, and we are going to interview Grant Nip from Campbell, who is, man, awesome. He's doing worldly things. My man is hitting bombs at the plate. He's catching the ball behind the plate. And he's just coming in to close games too because he can
Yeah.
just do it all. So we're going to get his story. But in the meantime, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We are out.
See you.